Hey guys, it's been 2 years since I've uploaded my last video in this channel. For this past few days, I'm thinking, what game should a game developer need to develop to earn more dinero? Let me introduce you to this type of games called cash grab games. So these games are mostly shown in some fake mobile game ads, and watching them, it was entertaining, but after install the game, it was a completely different game. So I decided to make a real one. Yeah. After watching some of these fake game ads, I've written down what I need to work on first. And then I created the scene in Unity. I slapped a bean inside the scene and dragged a material to it. After that, I programmed the movement script for the player. The character can only move left and right just like in the ads. Okay, it's not working. Let me fix that for a sec. And now it's working. In the ads, the camera follows the player in a top-down perspective. So I copy and paste it and added lerping to the camera to smooth out when following the player. We all know that these games can be laggy because the amounts of bullets and enemies that can be spawned in the game, so I implemented object pooling. Now let's try if it's working on enemies. And that's done. The next thing I did was designing the enemies of the game. In the ads, the enemies can only move forward, and when it dies, it knocks back and the base color of its body changes. I actually designed a lot of enemy types in this game, and they have different types of behaviors, so it wouldn't be boring even when you reach level 1000. After that simple enemy logic, I started designing the UI of the game. Working on the UI isn't a simple task cause I spent 3 days only designing this thing, but I think the result is good for now. Now let's get started working on the character's visual. The character in the ads was a simple stickman with only one color to it. Good thing is that I have an asset with all of the hyper casual characters. I just slapped one in the scene and our player is done. I finished also the spawner logic in the game. It's just a simple logic where the enemy spawns every 1 second. After I implemented the spawning mechanics, I need to work on the sound effects for the game. Luckily, I have this asset called Ultimate Sound Effects that I bought on the asset store years ago. The sound effects for the game is done. The next thing that needs to be done are the visual effects, or should I say particle system for the game. So after an hour of coding, I will now show you the final result. The visual effects and sound effects for the game are done. Next, I need to implement was the game feel. So I added screen shake when you're shooting, and there's an S-strike effect when winning the game. After I finished implementing screen shakes for the game, the next thing I need to add was post-processing. It makes the game more visually pleasing. Additionally, I changed the enemy's body. Now it looks like an alien. Okay, there's this one thing that I want to put in the game, and that's the drones. You know why? Because drones are amazing. Instead of player using a gun, why not drones that shoots laser? I also made a variations of these drones that you can buy with different kinds of projectiles. I also added support drones in the game. Their function is to help the player damage the incoming enemies, and then to activate the drones, just tap this array of buttons at the bottom part of the screen. Now let's discuss the main menu. So these are the content of the main menu: special offers, shop, locker, achievement, and settings. But the thing I put so much work was the shopping panel. That's because I slapped 20 upgrades, 30 plus for the skins, and then 20 for characters and attack drones. Also, I put a random ass lore so you know their backgrounds. This is the player's locker. This is where the player can look at stats, pick skins, select characters, and choose an attack drones. The game has 9 achievements to complete, but hey, maybe in the future I could add more. After I finished designing the main menu, I started working on the looks of the environment. As you can see, I just changed the tiles of the floors and added a skybox in the environment so it doesn't look dull and empty. One thing I need to add was the ads for the game. I'm not the type of guy that spams ads every time you win or lose the game, even though it's a cash grab game. So what I did was there's a counter on how many times you play the game. If you play the game 4 times in a row, either you win or lose, the ads will play automatically. While I was testing the game, I noticed that it was lacking some kind of mechanics. And then, after playing the game for about an hour, it was missing a quest system. So what I did was, instead of rewarding the player coins or diamonds, I instead go for upgrades. When the player completed a quest, the player can choose one from these 3 upgrades that was given. After implementing the quest system, an idea struck me. What if there were 3 modes in my game? This helps the player to level up the gameplay and add a little bit of spice to the game. First, the normal wave mode. This is where the player battle a normal waves of enemies in the game. Second was called horde mode. In this mode, enemies spawns every 0.7 seconds to create a relentless wave of enemies. However, I want this mode to activate only when the player stage can reach or add up to 50. Third and final was the boss battle mode. The boss spawns every time the stage can reach or add up to 10. So upgrade your damage always because they are so tanky. After all of that work, what I did next was polishing it and finding a bug that can break the game. Luckily, my family was playtesting my game and they were telling me what was the problem that I didn't notice. I also successfully submitted the game inside the Google Play Store. So that's about it. You can now download the game, link is in the description. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.